Traders, is US dollar strength coming back into the market? What are we going to do with the flight to safety currency pairs? Well, let's find out. It's time to get swinging more than the editor's moods. Let's take a look at the weekly forecast. Welcome to Simply Forex. If you want to improve as a trader, then you're definitely in the right place. Each week, I'm going to give you easy to follow trade ideas, tips, and advice so you too can succeed at trading. And if you stay till the end of this vid, I'm going to give you all of my swing trades for this week. All right. So if that sounds like a plan, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash that like button. Mercy. There's so much to show you guys, right? And pretty much every currency pair is at a key support and resistance level. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. But we're going to start with the US dollar, guys. All right. Now, what to do with the US dollar? So let's start with the dollar index. Now, the dollar has been strong, then weak, then strong. So let's try and understand the direction for this week. Now, if we look at the weekly chart, right, again, it's a little unclear in terms of direction, right? Because if we look at the weekly chart, we are getting lower highs, lower lows. That is in a weekly downtrend. However, we are at a nice support level, right? And we've had a nice big bullish candle bounce off of that level, and we're still above that moving average 20. So that would suggest we can take price back up to here. So there's still a little bit of ambiguity around the dollar, but we'll look at some US dollar majors, and I'm looking to trade some of them, but not others, but I'll share those with you. Now, looking at the weekly, like I said, there's a bit of contradiction there. So as I always say, if the time frame you're looking at, there's some ambiguity or you're not certain, just go up a time frame. So if we go to the monthly chart and we have the luxury of February just finishing. So this is a finished monthly candle, right? So we can use this as data. Now, as you can see, we were in this kind of range with US dollar index, and then we got a break of these last highs in here, right? So we were getting higher highs, right? And we had nothing but bullish candles, okay, so uptrend. And if you look at the last couple of months, we had a bit of indecision, but this is a bearish candle, but it's held on, as did that wick, it's held on to a key support level, and it still has all this room to move into. So with regards to the dollar, the monthly chart is still clear to me. This is still US dollar strength, right? So yeah, the picture overall is US dollar strength, especially off the back of this weekly bullish candle, right? So let's take a look at a couple of US dollar majors now. So if we look at Euro US dollar, I think this is potentially a good sell trade, right? We was in this downtrend, right? And then we're ranging, okay? But we're still in a downtrend stroke range, right? Again, this is the weekly chart because these are swing trades, guys, right? We could be holding on to these for days, weeks. And if we're in a downtrend stroke range, and we've got this nice big bearish candle, and we've got this moving average 20, which is good dynamic resistance, everything's telling me we could potentially sell Euro US dollar back down to this level here, right? And it's difficult to disagree with that. Even on the day chart, we've had a breakdown in daily structure, right? This last low here has broken. So everything is telling me to sell Euro US dollar, and that is one of my trade ideas for this week. I also like US dollar Swiss franc buys. Okay. Now, if we start with the weekly chart, again, right, we're in this weekly uptrend, bit of a range as with Euro US dollar, but then we get this very bullish weekly candle. It's held on to this support level and it's bounced off the moving average 20, very similar to Euro US dollar. Obviously, they are highly correlated. So again, I think we could potentially take price back up to these highs. So US dollar Swiss franc would be a buy trade as well, back up to this 9,150 level. All right. So US dollar Swiss franc buys, Euro US dollar sells. I like those as ideas. But to give you an idea, it's not clear on all US dollar pairs, right? It's really not. Because if we look at pound US dollar, right, we was in this weekly downtrend. As we know, we had dollar strength forever. And then bang, right? We are actually in a weekly uptrend with pound US dollar, right? We've got this higher highs, higher lows. Now, that would suggest I want to buy pound US dollar, right? But look at this weekly candle, right? That is very bearish. I don't want to buy into that candle. You know, maybe pound US dollar wants to come down lower before we can take price higher. So not all US dollar pairs are that clear to trade. Pound US dollar, I don't want to buy, I don't want to sell right now. All right, so that is the US dollar. And also, guys, please don't forget to leave a comment below the vid. If you like my trade ideas, please let me know. If you want us to look at some trades for you, or you even have a trading question, please leave it below the vid and we shall answer it. What did I want to look at next? The next one is yen pairs, right? So, like, it doesn't matter which yen pair I pick. Let's look at Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. They are all at key support levels. Look at this, CAD yen, right? Key support level, right? Yeah, so I don't want to sell into that, although we're in a downtrend. Right, so that's the problem with yen pairs. I pretty much won't be trading any yen pairs. I want to see what happens at this level. Right, pick any yen pair, euro yen. Weekly chart, we are at a key support level. Right, again, that's not bullish enough bounce to even look for longs. And again, we're in a downtrend. Right, let's look at one more, literally any one. New Zealand yen. Yeah, even New Zealand yen reached all the way down to that last key support level, right? So if I ever find myself in a downtrend, like all the yen pairs, but at a support level, I pretty much know I'm not trading them for that week, right? And this is the case for yen pairs. Now, what's really interesting here, and it's no coincidence that, you know, we've had all this yen strength, right? Clearly, but now there's, you know, some indecision now. Potentially buyers are coming back in. And it's no coincidence. If you look at, you know, one of the indices, let's look at the NASDAQ, it's because of this, right? When the index is dropping, which it has, you know, for the last 2 weeks, you are going to get yen strength. Right, which we've seen. Okay, now yen was at support levels, and is, you know, so is the Nasdaq. I would say this is a key. I had to say it 4 times because it's a key level. If this holds, right, and we get a bullish reaction, which we haven't yet, right, then I think we're coming back up to here, and that would mean yen weakness. Right, because yen's a flight to safety. So if the indices, the economy is performing badly, yen will be strong. If it's performing well, yen will be weak. So if we get that scenario where we do get this bounce off of here, we can expect a bounce off of all of that yen support levels that we were just seeing. Right, so really interesting levels. If this level breaks, right, you could really see a drop in the indices, right? But it's not. That's all hearsay, right? We don't trade like that. But if I saw a candle that broke that, I would very much be interested in selling the indices. As it stands, this level's holding, and if anything, it's a buy trade. Let's look at the day chart. Yeah, I mean, it's potentially a bullish trade for Monday, right? We've got a nice big daily candle at a key support level. You know, I think there's room to the upside here. And it's exactly the same with the S&P, right? Start with the weekly chart. It's all about this range, right? The Nasdaq's in a range, this is in a range. And again, look at that reaction at those lows. This suggests we are going to see, you know, indices bullish next week, and that will also suggest weak yen. All right, so really interested. Not any, you know, I would buy the indices, but no yen trades there really. And guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button if you are enjoying my analysis. Also, guys, please don't forget to come join our trading community, right? You can talk to like-minded traders, share knowledge, ideas. So please come join our free Discord channel. Also, guys, please check out our website if you want to improve as a trader and take advantage of some of our premium trading education. Then go visit our website, www.simply-forex.com. Check it out. Right, what are we going to look at next? So just to show you this as well, guys, actually, if we look at Swiss franc pairs, again, look at any Swiss franc pair, right? This is pound Swiss franc. Now, Swiss franc, they are all at key levels, Swiss franc, right? This would potentially suggest Swiss franc strength at this level. But if you look at Aussie dollar Swiss franc, we are at a key support level, and this would suggest Swiss franc weakness as Aussie dollar Swiss franc pops up. So the Swiss franc pairs are slightly contradictory as well. Again, a lot will depend on what happens with those indices, but if the indices pop off those levels, Swiss franc will become weak, then Aussie dollar Swiss franc buys could be a good buy trade, right? But again, that is very bearish weekly candle. Do I want to buy into that? I would need to see the day chart really. Let's take a quick look. So yeah, look, you can see this could be a potentially against trend trade, right? Very oversold or overextended. Nice bullish wick. You know, could we potentially take that trade higher, right? So yeah, there's this flight to safeties. We've done the US dollar, guys. Now let's take a look at gold, right? And silver. Now, if we look at gold, right, and if we look at the weekly chart, you know, like I said, we're looking at US dollar strength this week, right, on most of the US dollar majors. And look at this candle on gold. Right, gold had to have a retrace. It was crazy overbought at all-time highs, and this level here was holding, right? In the words of Gandalf, you shall not pass. That level was holding, and that was a big clue that sellers were coming in, and sellers come in with vengeance, right? Now, you have to remember gold is still in this uptrend, right? And we want to buy gold, really. But looking at this big bearish weekly candle, that would suggest we can have a deeper retrace, potentially into these last highs here. Moving average 20 catches up, right? And then we've got a really good buying opportunity in here for gold. But until that point, I think gold is a sell trade potentially down. I'd aim for this 28,000 level, right? Because if you look at the day chart as well, we have had a structure break, right? We were like, will this level hold? And this candle actually broke that level. Now, looking at the bottom of this candle, this wick would suggest we're going to come up, you know, but then I'll be looking for sells somewhere in here, maybe around the moving average 20. As that comes round, I'll be looking for sell trades back to here. Now, what is a very good selling opportunity right now, and one of my trade ideas, is silver, because silver is in a weekly downtrend. Gold is still in a weekly uptrend, but silver isn't, right? You're probably thinking, Tom, what have you been drinking? But it really isn't, right? If you just follow structure, this is where we find ourselves. We are getting lower highs, lower lows, and these highs in here held. Look at all of these wicks, right? That level held. And we got a nice big bearish weekly candle, right? So the idea would just to be sell down to this next area of support in here. So silver is also a trade idea, taking advantage of that US dollar strength that we've seen come into the market. Bitcoin. I know you cryptophiles, kryptonites, it's more Superman. Thinking of Superman, Gene Hackman, RIP, excellent Lex Luthor, excellent actor. Very suspicious what happened there. We shall find out. Anyway, back to trading. Bitcoin. I mentioned this last week in one of my analysis vids during the week. But look at that weekly candle. Look how it finished. And if I zoom out a little bit, right, you can see. So price was just hugging the 100K. Right, I'm going to keep this blue line in here because it is 100K, right? And then you've just got buyers, people taking profit, buyers, people taking profit. Buyers have lost their nerve, to be quite honest, and they've probably taken some profits at this 100K, and that's led in a sell-off. Okay, we are now getting lower lows on the weekly chart. We're below the moving average 20. So from a technical point of view, I think we could sell Bitcoin down to this level. And then really, people are only interested in buying Bitcoin, right? Or tell me if I'm wrong. But once price gets down to this level, this is a really nice buying opportunity. Okay, so yeah, sells down to here, but once we get to here, buying Bitcoin. So Bitcoin sells for next week is a sell trade. And what else are we looking at, guys? We've got a couple more trades for you to look at. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. Check out the website and come join our free Discord. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. This is still a sell trade, right? If you look at the monthly chart, right, like I say, we've got that luxury of doing so because February has finished. This level, again, in the words of Gandalf, you shall not pass, right? And then if we look at the weekly chart, okay, we are in a bit of a range here, between here and here. But the top of this range has held with this humongous bearish weekly candle from last week. Okay, and then this week's candle has done nothing. So sellers are still in control of this market, and I think we can take Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar down to here, if not a little bit further down to these lows here. And then finally, guys, my last trade idea. There's not a lot of room with this trade. In fact, the more I look at it, the more I don't like it. But Euro, Aussie dollar, yeah, okay, not a trade idea. It's hitting resistance, so not interested. But I was suggesting that had a little bit more room to go up to this 1.68 thousand. But there you go, guys. Those are all of my trade ideas and analysis for this week. If you've enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Come join us during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for the live stream, 7 a.m. New York EST time. And if you've got any questions about trading, guys, please leave it below this vid. Have a great trading week, and I will see you next time.